Welcome to the Get Fit with Me, expanding your physical and mental fitness group. This group is for individuals who are ready to expand both their physical and mental fitness and are ready to support each other all along the way. So it's the first time I've messed that up in a hot minute. So today we're going to be talking about wearable fitness trackers, but before we get to that, I have 3 new members to welcome. We have Priscilla, Judy, and Nancy this week. Our group is growing. I think we had 5 last week, 4 the week before. I'm loving it. So remember, if you know people who are interested in expanding their physical and mental fitness, invite them into the group. Have them jump on the call. Share that email with them. Whatever you can do to share it with them and to share this group, I would love and appreciate it. And before we get into the actual training, I have one more thing to share with you guys. So last year, from Thanksgiving to Christmas, I want to believe, or Thanksgiving to the end of the year, I ran the Commit to Your Health Challenge. We had over 40 people in that challenge. I loved running it. So many of you guys said how beneficial it was, especially during that holiday time, when the food, the drinks, the exercise, the time for ourselves gets put on the back burner. So I did not want to take that away. So I've completely revamped it. I've left a lot of this, I left all the concepts of the challenge, but I've made it 10 times better, 10 times, promise. So it's going to start November 21st, and it's going to be a 6-week challenge. So it's going to be 2 weeks longer. And instead of calling it a challenge this year, I'm calling it the Commit to Your Health program. And it's because a challenge is something we do and we're done with. This is a program that I want you to learn the skills that you can then move on and keep committing to yourself throughout this holiday season. It's going to take place during that most difficult time of the year, or what many of us think is the most difficult time. So that's when we're running it. If you competed last year, or if you committed to the Commit to Your Health Challenge last year and you were in the challenge and you loved it, and you just loved the concept of having the accountability, having the group of people to go to, having the information and the little reminders weekly, drop details in the comments or your favorite emoji and let me know, and I will send you the details for the new revamped program. And if you are new to the group and you're like, that sounds interesting, I want to do something this holiday season. So come January 1st, I'm not back at level 0. We want to stay where you're at. We want to keep a nice straight line through that holiday season instead of dropping down. If that is something that you are interested in doing this year, drop a details or your favorite emoji in the comments and let me know, and I will get you all of that. So that is my biggest excitement for today's training. Yes, the wearable fitness trackers is an awesome topic, but sharing the new program with you is my favorite thing that I got to share. So if you are live on Facebook, let me know you are live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay and let me know. So I want to know from you guys, for those of you guys in the chat, I want to know, do you have a wearable fitness tracker? Yes or no? If you have a wearable fitness tracker, what kind do you have? Fitbit, Garmin, Apple Watch, Misfit, just the pedometer on your phone. There's a bunch of different brands out there. If you said no, have you ever thought about getting a wearable fitness tracker? So the reason I'm holding this training is I've had many people ask me the question of, will getting myself a wearable fitness tracker actually help me reach my goals faster? The answer is not necessarily. A fitness tracker is a tool. Like any other tool we use, like what we use to help keep our routines, the tool we use to schedule ourselves, the tool we use to find the motivation on the days when we don't. They are all tools that we learn and we put in our toolbox. So the answer is no, it will not necessarily make you reach your goals faster. But why is a tracking tool, whatever it may be, going to get you to your goals faster? That is the thing that's going to get you to your goals faster. It's the tracking tool, the tracking of what you are doing. So yes, for me, having my watch helps me reach my goals faster because it's an easy way for me to track. Maybe you like pen and paper. You need to start tracking what you are doing. Write that goal down. We need to put steps in place so that you can track your progress. Track what you are actually doing and not doing. See the data. That right there is what's going to cause you to progress towards that goal quicker. So often we have a goal and we start off by saying we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And then we don't ever write down what's happening in between, so that when somebody asks, oh, are you doing this? Yeah, I think I work out. Yeah, I work out 3 days a week. Okay, well, having some sort of tracking device in place is going to give you more of those details. So you can say, yeah, I've been doing 30-minute workouts. I've been getting my heart rate to the cardio zone on almost all of them, and I've been able to sustain that. The amount of data collected in the fitness trackers is what is super helpful. But overall, having the tracker itself is not going to make you reach your goals faster. Tracking your progress and what you are doing is what is going to make you reach those goals faster. If that is the only thing you take out of this and you sign off right now, that's fine. That is the main piece of information here. But if you're interested in wearable fitness trackers, which I've had mine since 2014, and the reason I got mine in 2014 is completely different from the reason I got my newest version about 3 years ago. If you are interested in any of that, stick on with me. Click that little Zoom link above. Join me live right now. Remember, we are through Zoom. You get the most out of these calls when you jump on and you are live on this call with me. If you want to ask all these questions, I get to answer all your questions, and we get to talk more personally. But if you're not able to, I get it. Respond in the chat with any of the questions I asked today. Let's keep that communication going. So next question that I get a lot is, do I have to have a Fitbit to accurately track the progress? So I just got done saying how all you have to do is track your progress, right? Well, there is an accurate and inaccurate way to track your progress, and it's all about the effort you put into it. So you can use pen and paper, and you can record how long your workouts, your start and your end time. You can take your heart rate throughout. You can write down all of your exercises with your reps and sets. You can monitor your breathing on a scale of 1 to 10 to kind of see what zone you're in. There's a bunch of things you can do to make your tracking by hand very specific. So why don't you just do that? Well, that can be a little bit hard sometimes. The nice part is, because there are sensors in any new watch you get, there will be a sensor that tracks that heart rate for you. So you're not having to stop in the middle of your workout, check that heart rate, go through, if that's one of the things you want to track. Maybe all you want to track is how many steps you get. I don't know about you, but I don't walk around my day tracking all my steps. Maybe you want to track how many calories you burn. Well, there's a way to do that mathematically, just a little bit harder. There are multiple ways around. You can do all this without a watch. The watch just makes it easier. I don't want to sit there and calculate my heart rate throughout my workout. I want to be able to perform in my workout and then look back at the data later. So no, you do not need a fitness tracker to accurately track your stuff. Just makes it easier. That's all. So something else to think about is, certain watches are meant for certain things. And I'm going to, at the end here, tell you the top 3 brands when I looked up into the research that are out there and kind of what they fall into. But before we get into that, I want to tell you some of the pros of a wearable fitness tracker. Kind of discussed them already. It's about the data. It's collecting the data for things such as your steps, your calories, how many flights of stairs did you do today? Things such as your workouts, your food. The Fitbit app has a really nice food calculator in there. It's very similar to MyFitnessPal. You use the same thing. Something else it does is it tracks my resting heart rate. But my favorite, the whole reason I have my watch, is my sleep. It tracks when I go to sleep, when I wake up, at what points I'm restless, at what points I'm in a light sleep stage, when I'm in my deep REM, when I am any of those, I'm able to track that, and it tracks it for me, that all I have to do the next morning is open up my app and look at it. So those are some of the pros. You are able to see all of that data without having to think 1, 2, 3, or how long was that workout, or did I sleep good? What time did I go to bed last night? Another pro is the Fitbit, and yes, I'm a little biased. It is not, I will say, I don't think it is the best one out there, but I am biased because I've been with it since 2014, and I've upgraded through as I've needed to. Fitbit has competitions. They have step competitions that run either Monday through Friday or Saturday and Sunday, either Weekend Warrior or Work Week Hustles, what they call it. And anyone who is your Fitbit friend, you can run a competition with them. Who's getting the most steps this week? I have it with me and 3 other people, and nobody really wants to be last, but sometimes due to our professions, we are in different, like, I'm a very active profession. So my steps are going to be higher because my daily step goal is just higher. For people who have more of a sedentary position, your step goal is going to be a lot lower. Like, yes, you may have your minimum, but it's going to be a lot harder for you to hit that throughout your day because you are in such a sedentary position. But it gives that little bit of competition to when you open up the app and you see, whoa, I'm really far behind. I need to do some intentional movement tonight to make sure to get my steps up because I don't want to be that far behind. Gives a little bit of competition. I also find that it's super helpful for creating some internal accountability and motivation for myself. I'm able to look and see, oh, I have a good workout streak going. Okay, my body's not really feeling a hard workout today, but I want to keep that streak going. What can I do? Oh, I'll do some stretching and yoga, and I will count that as a workout because that is a workout. Or I will be tracking my water consistently for like a whole month, and then I'll miss a day and I'm like, no. And then I'll think, I probably didn't even drink that much water yesterday. It is just a great way to create some motivation and accountability for yourself. But when you can see the numbers, you can see where you're at in the day. It also, the nice thing is it falls usually into one easy app. So depending on what brand you have, that brand usually has an app that you pull up on your phone or pull up on your laptop, and you see all of the data that it provides you. I also like because it's goal setting. Fitbit, all the other ones I think do it as well. You are able to input, what is your goal? What is your step goal? What is your sleep goal? What is your exercise goal? What is your stress management goal? How many times are you going to work on your stress management that week? You can create all these goals and you can see, am I hitting them? Is that goal too far away? Is it really not attainable? Or, wow, I'm hitting that way too easy. We need to bump up that goal and make it a little bit more challenging. Or is it just about right? It's a great way to see where that goal fits on that scale of, holy moly, I'm never going to hit it, to, wow, that was easy. I need to create a tougher goal for myself. Any questions on pros? If you got them, throw them in the chat. Okay, let's go into some cons now. So yes, there are cons. Number one con, like any piece of technology that you are going to acquire in your life, there is a learning curve. If you went from Android to iPhone, there was a learning curve there. If you went from iPhone to Android, there was a learning curve. Mac to PC, anything from flip phone to smartphone, MyFitnessPal to Fitbit, food tracking. Any type of change from your normal routine, there is going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to learn and play around and just be okay with not being good at it from the start. And that's something that I know some people struggle with. I struggled with that up until about 1.5 years ago. And then I learned I'm perfectly okay with failing at stuff right away because it just makes me better. But I had to get through that in my mind. So now anytime something comes up, I fail at it. I'm like, yes, I failed at it. What can I do to make it so that I succeed the next time? Oh, I failed again. Let's do it again. And it's all about learning and practicing. Just like any other health and wellness thing that we put into our life. You don't do your routine on Monday and expect it to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, you have to practice daily. And the more you practice, the better you get. Another con to this is it can be expensive. It can be a big investment. And if you don't realize that if you're getting the right one, it can be kind of a waste of investment. And that's not, it makes you bummed, makes you not want to buy one again. but I'm going to teach you some skills down below, some things to look into before you decide on which one, if you are choosing to get one. Something else is they can't be 100% accurate. Just like anything, there is percentage error in technology, and there also is in human error. So just know nothing is really going to be 100% accurate. It can be as close as it can be, but I find nothing is ever 100%. Everywhere has a little disclaimer that says we're not 100% accurate. Something else is, this is one that I find anyone who I work with or anyone who I don't work with, and I just run across that, and myself including, that when we get something that tracks our information, it can become addictive. It can become very addictive to want to hit those numbers, to only look at and listen to those numbers and not actually listen to our bodies. So a good example of this is when I got this. The reason I got this was for steps. I went to college. I knew my routine wasn't going to be the same, and I needed a little incentive, something to help track to see, am I actually being as active as I thought I was? So my goal was 10,000 steps. On 3 or 4 out of the days, I would get that. On a football game day, I'd get that because we'd walk through campus. But there's other days where I would have either lots of classes or little class that I was sedentary. So on those days, I would walk. I had competitions with my friend, Jen, who we would be in our student activity center, and we would just be running in place, seeing who could get the most steps by the end of that day. It became so addictive to be the winner of the competition or to make sure that I've gotten my goal, because if you have ever had one, you know the feeling. You want to hit that, and it's that first feeling you want. So if you have felt that, raise your hand in the comments, let me know. Drop it, because if you've ever had one, you've probably felt that at some point. But eventually I did some searching and I realized I don't need to hit those to feel like I have accomplished something that day. I was using it as a measurement of accomplishment, and I shouldn't have. So those are some of the cons to think of before you purchase. But there are also things that are really not that bad. You can be aware of them and kind of be proactive about it. So next question I get after we've gone through all of these, the next question I get from people is, does it matter which watch I get? Does it matter which tracker, what brand? Yes. Does it matter what car you get? If you have 6 kids, are you going to get a little Kia small thing? No, because it's not going to fit your family. If you are a one person, if you're a single person living alone, are you going to get that house that has 10 bedrooms and 11 baths? No, that doesn't make sense. Same thing goes for your watch and anything else you do in your life. Think about it that way. It does matter which one you get. Well, how do I decipher which one I get? Well, what is the reason behind you getting the watch? What is the why? That is what is going to tell you what type of watch to look for. Why are you getting the watch? Is it because you want to track your sleep? Great. Make sure the watch has sleep tracking capabilities. Is it because you want it to break down your heart rates through your workouts? Make sure it has those capabilities. Maybe you just want some general information. You're like, I kind of want a little bit of steps. I want to know my sleep. I want to be able to track my water. And I don't know, what's another thing? I want to, I don't know. I want to track my calories. Say it's those 4 things. A lot of the watches are going to do that. So you can probably go with a more basic, general type of watch. Maybe you're a runner and your thing is to only run mileage. You want to run mileage. That is what you want to do. You want it to be super accurate. You want the GPS to be amazing. Well, there's watches out there. You want to make sure your watch has that then. So think about that. Think about that for a second. Why are you getting a watch? What about it is going, what type of data do you want to get from it? Think about that for a second. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. I'm going to be reading the chat over here to see. Okay. So, like I said, mine is I want to track my sleep and I want to track my heart rate through my workouts and when I'm not. Those are my 2 things that I care the most about, because that helps me know what my cardio level's at and how, and just when I need to go to bed, help creating better routines for myself. That's the reason I chose it. So based on your answers that you guys came up with, your 2 or 3 top things on the reason that a watch would be helpful for you, what type of data do you want to collect and look at? I'm now going to share the top 3 brands on the market. We have Garmin, Fitbit, and Apple Watch. I'm going to go over them a little bit. I have found Garmin is the brand. I will be looking at my notes here because I don't have all this stuff memorized. I'm going to be honest. There is so much information about all of these, and I want to make sure I get all of the information to you guys. So with that being the case, Garmin has 5 watches. They have the Vivio Active, which is the Stay Healthy and Active Everyday Watch. And then they have the Vino, or the Vemu, and that is the Style and Design to Meet Health and Wellness. Those are their 2 watches that really, when you look at their specs, they provide all of the same data and information for you. The only difference is the Vivio Active has a bigger face. It just has a bigger watch face. So if you're a female, you're probably going to want to go with the other one just because it's a little smaller, or if you just know you have smaller wrists. They also have a Forerunner, which is for running specifically. Those are for those ultra marathoners, those 5Kers, those people who love to run. And the reason you have a watch is for your running. It's not for your everyday life. Garmin's got a great one for that. They've also got a called Instinct, which is their words, rugged and ready for adventure. So I take that as that is their watch if you like to hike and skydive and do all that adventure stuff. I like to hike. I'm more of that general information. I don't need to know some of the others. And I can drop these links if you guys are interested. Drop a link in the comment, let me know, and I will drop the links to the information that I have so you guys can just click on it and go directly to their site. Did all the research on this, so there's no sense you guys doing the double research. And then they also have Phoenix, which is a multi-sport and performance. So those are going to be like your triathlon people, your people who are your athletes, the ones who are a multi-sport athlete, or you just do a lot of things and you want to be able to track a lot of different things and not just your general. Gives you a little bit more data and breakdown based on that. Any questions on Garmin? I'm not a pro at Garmin. I do not own Garmin. Garmin, I thought, used to be one of those tracking devices that you could download or that you could use on your phone when we used to have those car devices for GPS. I remember, I think I had a friend that had that, or they had TomTom, but that's what I think Garmin, that's what I think of. I don't think watches, but Garmin's got some great watches out there. I have some coworkers that have it and it's phenomenal. Okay, Fitbit. This is my baby. This is the one that I absolutely love. Like I said, I've had it since 2014. They have so many different varieties. They have some kid versions lately, which I think are super cool. Their top 3 are going to be, they have like 15 different ones by the time you get versions there. So I'm just going to tell you the top 3. Top 3 are going to be the Fitbit Sense, Fitbit Charge 5, and the Fitbit Versa 3. I have the Versa 1. They no longer make this. They are all very general. All those things that I listed above, sleep, steps, stairs, competition, water, stress management, sleep, heart rate, exercise, heart rate tracking, all of that, your Fitbit does that. Because all of the Fitbits come with a sensor. Unless you get like a clip-on pedometer, all of your watch Fitbits come with a sensor. So you get all of that information. There is a different price point there. And then some of like the bonus features, like the Sense is more of like an Apple Watch where you can like download music, versus the same way. The Charge is more of you choose your activity and it's all kind of exercise. I believe their Charge 5 is of those 3, the cheaper of the 3. So if you're looking for something on the lower price end, but still gets the job done, the Fitbit Charge 5, it would be the way to go in my opinion. And then brand number 3, when Sprite, is the Apple Watch. I was honestly surprised that with Apple's name being so known out there that this wasn't their first one, but I was happy to hear that the Garmin was up there and it wasn't Apple. I'm an Apple product person, but Apple Watches are not really meant for Fitbit, or not really meant for fitness. They are meant for taking your phone and putting it on your watch. Fitness is just a really cool feature that they've added to it. Their number one thing that you guys have probably seen advertised on TV if you watch TV is the ECG on your wrist. So it's going to take patterns of your heart at any point. You can have it, take it, you can get the data. So if at any point you've had some irregular heart rhythms or your doctor, that may be an option for you. I have not found another watch that does that except for the Apple Watch. It takes your blood oxygen levels, tracks your sleep. The downside about the sleep, and I wasn't able to find an exact answer on this, is you have to have an additional app. I don't know if it's on your phone or on the watch or both, but it doesn't fall just into the normal Apple Health app. You have to like have another app and then it has to connect, which is kind of a bummer because it's just one more step for you to do. It tracks your workouts, which all of these are going to track your workouts. It's water resistant. All of the ones I've listed are water resistant. And it, instead of tracking steps, stairs, calories, and things, they call it their move, stand, and exercise goals. If you guys have an Apple Watch or you know people, they've done the, I got to close my rings. Closing the rings is important. Fitbit doesn't really have, we have rings, but we don't talk about them. We just see our numbers. And then Garmin, I'm unsure of, but everyone I know has one, they love it. So out of those three and kind of the things I've talked about, the Fitbit is going to have a little bit more of a reasonable price because they have so many different versions. Garmin is going to be the most accurate for GPS wise because they have the running specific, because they have the multi-sport and the rugged and ready adventure version. Like their GPS is going to be amazing. Apple is also going to be great on GPS because you can add that cellular to it. Fitbit, their newer ones, I believe the GPS is better than what I have. My GPS, I have to actually have my phone with me. I believe their Versa 3 and their Sense, you do not have to for the GPS to work. So one bummer when I got this 3 years ago, as I still had to have my phone with me, but I like it because I still need my music. So those are just things to think about when you're thinking about your watch. Is what are the reasons you get it? What is the data you are collecting, or what is the data you want to collect? Does the watch offer that feature? Is it a highly rated watch? Have we looked at the reviews? And lastly, is it within your budget? Do not invest in a $500 watch if all you're going to do is the general stuff. If there's not something specifically, you can look for that lower end watch. At the time, I don't even know how much mine was. Mine was a gift. At the time, mine to me seemed expensive. But now I look at it and I see how expensive some of these watches are, $300, $400. I would never spend that much on a watch, knowing that I can get a very comparable version for less price and get the same exact data. So if you guys have any questions on that, please let me know. I'm happy to walk through, compare things with you. Like I said, I love looking at this stuff because I know the reason behind it. And once you know your reason behind it, you'll love having the watch. You will love knowing the data behind why you want it. So any questions? Drop them in the chat, drop them in the comments, let me know, let me see. Okay, so if you have no other questions, we will finish up here. But I do have one last conclusion for you guys, and it's exactly what I said at the top. That thing I want you to take away with you is a wearable fitness tracker is just a tool. It's just a tool. Whether you are using it or you are not, you can move at the same pace. So if I have some days when I have this, I am not progressing to my goals faster. I may be progressing slower actually, because I'm not looking at my progress. I can track it, but you also have to go back and look at it. So for you to reach your goals faster, it's not going to be the watch. It's going to be taking the time to track the progress, look back at the data and see what are you doing, what needs to be changed, what can we alter. Go through all of that. That is what is going to help you reach those goals faster and progress faster. It's not the watch. It's not MyFitnessPal. It's the data behind all of it. So, reminder, finally, I have the Commit to Your Health program revamped and ready to launch. So if you want details, drop your favorite emoji. And also, as always, let me know what your biggest insight from today's training was. Was it what I told you to remember that it's just a tool? Or is it the fact that there's so many cool brands out there? What was your biggest takeaway? And let me know if you guys have any further questions. I'm here to help you with all of this. Like I said, I will help you compare brands. I'll help you find the right one if that is something you want to invest in. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, you guys. I will see you next Thursday for our movement workshop. Ooh, I almost stumbled on that one. For our movement workshop. That movement workshop, I haven't really decided what I want to do next week for you guys. But we are going to move. So if you want 30 to 40 minutes of movement next Thursday, jump on with us. We are going to move. We don't stand still. We move, we learn something, we apply it. So I will see you guys next Thursday. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.